Well, if there are no questions, it's time for our favorite part of the day. Homework! Woo! Oh man, we've got so many new tools in our arsenal. We can do some great stuff here. You know what? This handle submit function is really gosh darn long. And it's doing a lot more than just handling a submit. It's building a bunch of crazy divs and list items and all kinds of stuff. Feels like that stuff should be extracted to separate functions because it's just too much responsibility for one function to handle. So let's start by creating a new function called render color. All it does is build a div, set its background color, and return that div. We know how to create a div, we know how to set its background color, and we know how to create a function. Break it down, you can do it. Basically what I'm saying is, these lines right here, let's just get them out of there. Let's just start there. Let's call it render color, because what I want to do is instead of saying color item append child color div, I want to say append child render color like that. And have that come in from somewhere else. Because whatever function builds this color item doesn't need to know exactly how that div is built. It's just going to ask for the build and get it. So let's write the function that'll let us do that. Call that function when adding the div to color item. I know you can do it. A little tricky, but I believe in you. But you want some bonus credit, don't you? Yes. So that function is still going to be really, really long after we've extracted render color. So let's make one called render list item. And let's use it to create the list items for each stat. Oh, gosh. For each one. So I want to be able to call, we've got name, we've got age, we've got favorite color. That's 3 list items. I want to be able to call this function 3 times to build those list items. So you're going to have to pass it some arguments, right? So that it builds the right one. But I believe in you. I know you can do it. That's right. So build a new function called render list item and use it to do all this create li business. All right? Super mega bonus credit. Create a new function called render list. So now the div is being built in a separate function. Each list item is being built in a separate function. How about we build the list item, or the actual overall list in its own function? So use it to create the list for each person's stats. And then we're not going to call render list items directly from handle submit anymore, right? We're going to render list, and render list is going to call render list item 3 times. Get it? So build that list in a separate function too. Now, some of you crafty cussers are already thinking, I'm going to do this, but I'm going to use inner HTML, so it's going to be way, way easier. Super mega bonus credit, hyper fighting. Be strong, do not resort to the use of inner HTML. Keep using document.createElement. You can use inner HTML if you really want to. If that's the only way you can make it work, do it. It's one of the tricks we know. There's no real difference in the end result. So do it if you must. But if you want the super mega bonus credit hyperfighting, keep using document.createElement. I believe in you. You can do it. I know you can. Let's get some hyperfighting going out here. All right? You ready? Any questions? Other than how do you do the homework? Yeah. Bonus points if you do. If you can make it work for the other 2, that's fine. Do that and move on to the next one. Or if you need to write 2 different functions to make that work. But see if you can make one function work for all of them. It'll be a little trickier. Have to do some stuff we haven't done yet. But see if you can make that work, yeah. All right. Cool. Go in peace.